In this episode, we discuss higher self work. We talk about how to do it, what not to do, and some ways you might be doing it and you don't even realize it.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girls Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors.
You know what goes great with podcast listening?
A great cup of coffee from a great coffee shop. Restoration Coffee. Can we go?
Yeah, check them out and visit restoration-coffee.com. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
We're going to talk about higher self-work.
Okay.
This was requested for us, actually at the end of last season.
Yes.
People were asking us to do an episode on this. And I think this is a great topic of discussion.
Yeah, I agree.
But not a surprise for anyone who's ever listened to this.
We're not going to say what you want us to say. Sorry. Womp womp.
But like, I will say, I really like higher self-work.
I do too.
To me, it's very, I kind of lump it in, this is a controversial take for some people, but I kind of lump it in with like IFS, like internal family systems.
Same.
Like almost like this is just a piece of yourself, like your 6-year-old self or what your teenager self, like that you can sort of tap into and intuit things from.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think of it like the way I think about my inner child, just like a different part.
Yeah.
Which is IFS.
Exactly right. So we'll tell everyone that right at the beginning that I am going to do some like things to watch out for if you're doing higher self-work or you're reading about it or someone has a class or something like, ooh,
yes,
these are things that you need to be careful of. Like a lot of them are like toes on the line, look out for stuff. Right. We are going to go over that. And then we are going to do like things to do to do this. But
we might not talk about it in the way that you want us to talk about it.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. Okay. We'll get to why it gets weird.
Okay.
But this is a category where, like, I always have this like little temptation inside me. It's like whispers at me, and it's like, hey, maybe don't be a bummer.
I mean,
and I'm always just like, I have to be we have to be because
the whole point of this is to be honest.
Yes, but also it is white women like us who have made it icky. Mm-hmm. So it's our responsibility as white women to call it out and to maybe be a bit of a bummer or whatever to people.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather you think of me as like a bummer than to think of me as like that stereotypical white lady.
Yeah, just like appropriating and not knowing what
like selling programs and like I'd rather just be a bummer to you.
I met one of those in the wild. I haven't had a chance to tell you the story yet.
Okay.
I will, but like she didn't know who I was and was saying all kinds of
I love when that happens. Because you and I don't look like we should look for the things that we know about.
Yeah.
So people will often, I'm sorry, I just interrupted you.
But
exactly people do that to me all the time. Like they'll start talking to me about like intuition or healing but they're assuming that I don't know anything about it. They think I'm kind of like a blank slate and I'm just sitting there like, oh, what are you going to say? It's like fascinating to me. I'm just like, yes, tell me more. I'd love to hear about this.
Me too.
And I don't mean it like bitchily, like I know better than them. I can almost always like feel the pitch coming.
Well, yes, because there's a kind of person who does that who I'm immediately excited to be in a conversation with them.
Exactly.
Not in a way of like, ooh, this is going to get awkward.
No.
But there is an archetype of, it's always a white woman who I can see her coming. I can feel her coming. It's an energy that comes off of them and it's very fake. Not to be mean.
No, it is.
It's just true.
No, right.
And they do this thing where they paint themselves as the expert, which we talk about, of like, I know more, I'm a little more elevated than everyone else. Right. As soon as that person comes in my space, where you're like, I wonder what's going to happen, I'm plotting.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just like, yes. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm plotting. Because my favorite is when they are doing that, but someone else comes and tells them, oh, Oh. She actually is an expert in that.
Right, exactly.
Speaking of being an expert in that,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to tell a little secret to our podcast.
I wanted to organically bring it up, but yes.
No, I ruined it. I felt like
I
was here.
Because go ahead.
I'll explain why.
Drop it. It's big news.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So, I know we're not to the higher self yet. We're like, hey, this is about higher self work. We'll get there. We're also like a little neurodivergent. So we'll get there when we get there, right?
Yeah, I'm steering this ADHD ship.
I'm along for the ride. I mean, I have notes.
Yeah, no.
But it goes where it goes. It's a conversation. Yeah. That's why people like to listen, right? Okay.
Right.
So, when you're working on something and like you have this like project that you're doing and it feels like you're supposed to keep it quiet.
Yes.
Sometimes you're working on something really cool and fun and big and you want to tell everyone. And sometimes you're doing something and you're like, there's only like 3 people who aren't going to know I'm doing this. I spent the summer doing that.
You did.
You were one of the few people who knew about it. And I felt so excited to tell everyone, but I knew it had to be private while I did it.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. But now I feel
there's so many times that we could have spoken about it, like last spring and then recording this fall. There's so many times where I've been like, I've hinted to it a couple times.
You have. Like you tossed it in case I wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to see if anyone would, or like you can like listen later and
that's
what Jamie meant. Oh,
yeah.
That's
and I feel like if you watched us, we probably did like a little like a little look at each other like
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yes. And I'll get to, people were also writing things to me and I wanted to be like, I am doing that.
Oh, right.
But I couldn't tell anybody yet.
No, you have to wait.
So what I did over the summer is that I wrote a book.
You really did?
I did.
Like officially, you wrote a book.
Yeah, and so
a whole book.
Tell you more.
A lot of words.
So many words. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But the reason it just like popped into my head was because this person out in the wild who was talking to me, I literally wanted to be like, I wrote the book on that.
Literally,
but nobody knew.
No, exactly.
Nobody knows because it's not out yet.
Right. Stay tuned. I'm writing a book on that very thing.
Yes. So it's about intuition. It's the book that you all wanted me to write, and that you all wrote. It's really cool. I'll tell you more about it when I can.
Yes.
It's all written. I have to tell you the story of how it came about because it's very amazing and intuitive and has to do with our
podcast,
IGG community. But I'm now at this, it's all written. I'm now at the agent stage.
Yes.
So we're on the search for the right agent.
Official.
Yes. So we're doing that. So when it's further, I can tell you like the title, I can tell you more details about the book, but I did write one.
Yeah, you did.
And it kind of came about because of you.
Did it?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Okay. So we were doing an episode where we were answering listener questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So people were asking, and we had several questions asking for books.
Yes.
On intuition.
Yes.
And in talking about them, you said the reason there isn't the right book is because you are supposed to write the book. You said that to me on the podcast.
Yeah, I did say that, everybody.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to write it.
Yeah. And I said, I know. I do want to write that book someday. And then we moved on.
Well, because everyone wants like, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? And if I recall correctly,
yes,
what we were saying is like, we like some books for some reasons, but we don't love the authors of them, or like we like this part of a book for this thing, but not the rest of it. And it's like, no, like you needed to create like the comprehensive guide.
Yes.
Whatever, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it had to be from you.
Yes. So what people were asking for was a book that didn't exist, but is a book that I wanted to write someday.
Right.
Okay. So that was it. That's all that was said. It was moved on. And then what happened was a listener, shout out to Elaine,
yay,
messaged me.
Yes.
She is a professional book coach and editor.
Yes.
And she is a listener of the podcast who lives in Ireland.
Yes.
Just think about it, guys. I got to work with someone met with them weekly and like talked to them, and they told me what to do using an amazing Irish accent. Like,
ooh, I know, it's incredible.
Whatever you have to do, if someone is telling you what to do and their accent is awesome, it's way easier to do it. Especially if you have a problem with authority like me, it makes it great.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with her authority, but yeah. So she contacted me and said, like, you got to write the book. I'll help you.
That's
so the whole time I had a like professional helping me.
And that's what we mean when we say like the universe is smarter than you.
Yes.
Like how many times have we said that? Like,
do you think my higher self called her higher self to me?
Well, it's like we spend so much of our lives like worrying about things, or even like hoping for things, but we're trying to play out how they're going to look.
Yeah.
And like you never would have plotted that in your mind of how to get a book written. You would have been like, well, Jamie will say something, and then that will trigger one of our listeners to hear it, and then they'll get in touch with me, and then we'll like. But
I could have never dreamed that.
Like, you can't micromanage the universe. You have to just let things play out. You hold the feelings you want to feel.
Yeah.
You work on your shit that's blocking you from those feelings, but then you let the universe lay it out for you.
Exactly. We're always saying like it, and I get this because it's hard as a person who likes control and planning and spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff, right? Like to go like the how is not really up to me.
No.
My job is to walk through the doors that feel like the right doors when they are presented to me.
Correct.
And as soon as it was actually, you manage our email account. So you actually forwarded her email to me. And as soon as I read it, I knew I was supposed to do it. And I said something to you and you were like, yes, you need to contact her. It's good. Like, but the vibes are right.
But how many people have emailed us and been like, hey, I want to work with you, and like we just haven't written back.
It hasn't been the right
thing. Because it feels yucky, or it just doesn't feel right. Or
exactly.
We say thanks, but no thanks. But like,
you have to trust your intuition. And it's so important. And so I did. And like, not only was she the exact right person to be the coach and editor for my book, but she's now like a really good friend of mine.
Yes.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Wonderful.
So like it's really cool how people come into your life. And if you are able to stay open, if you're able to be vulnerable enough to say something like, yeah, I do want to write that someday.
Right.
Or not, like, because you could be like, oh, me?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you're like, yeah.
Yes. Or scared of it. Cool. Like, writing a book is a daunting, I mean, I've never done it, but watching you do it, it's a daunting challenge. Like,
you have to write every word, Jamie.
No, and like
all the words
like
have to come out of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you have to go back and rewrite them.
Edit it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like a lot of people probably want to write books, but they're like, I can't. I'm scared. Like, like that's too much for me. Like,
yes,
you did it.
Sometimes you just have to leap and go. Correct. Like, let's see what
Follow
happens.
The path, right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm now like really, really proud of the book. Like the book that came out is, I mean, it's not out and no one's read it yet except for Elaine, but I'm really proud of it. So it's this feeling of like, oh my God, I did this really hard thing, but like, look at it. And it's not, and I mean, I'm not trying to undersell myself, but it's because I went at the right time with the right person and you trust those things.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
It's important to do that.
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
Yay.
More info to come.
Yeah, stay
exactly.
tuned.
All right. Should we get back to the higher self?
Yes. We shall.
I think.
Well, we're off a little bit, but.
Well.
We're 14 minutes in and a little.
You have ADHD. You are getting over a terrible, terrible virus.
Sorry if I cough a little bit.
It's fine. The listeners are probably coughing, listening to you. It's okay. And I'm still injured. So are we going off on tangents? Is it a little hard for us to stay on track today?
Yes.
It's a little extra hard today.
Yeah.
So just maybe you feel that way too.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure people do.
Okay. Let me give you the definition of the higher self.
Okay.
I don't love it, but this is the best one I could come up with. Okay. The part of you connected to the divine, deepest, wisest part of who you are, eternal, omnipotent, fully conscious version of yourself without an ego.
Meh.
Version of yourself without an ego, I'm interested in talking more about that part. Because kind of.
Sorta.
Yeah. But I think all parts of you are connected to the divine.
Mm-hmm.
I think the divine is within each person. I think religion teaches us it's outside of us.
Yes.
I think in reality, it is inside of you. It's something you find and tap into. So I don't like that. But I do understand that there's an element to the higher self that feels more connected to the divine.
Yeah.
You know, and when I'm saying the divine, I get the ick because I don't love that term. But like divinity, like what as you see it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Right.
I would use like the universe or like I don't know. But that's okay. Deepest, wisest part of who you are. Kind of. I sort of see the higher self as like the one who's like pulled out and like knows all the lives I've done. And like that version of me just sees what I'm doing now as like a chess move on like a big, it's just like this whole life is just like one move.
Yes. So I was just trying to figure out like how I would say it.
Yeah.
And it's close to that. It's like, and it's a rough draft, but I would describe my higher self as like the part of me, the part of my soul that like stays back.
Yes.
Right. But it's still here.
Yes.
But it's like almost like keeping one foot in the door. Right.
Yes. That part of you knows, that you like knows return
everything. To. Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
Like that chess move like that. I love that. I mean,
yeah. So
it knows all of the parts, but like I can't here on earth currently know all the parts.
Exactly. Right. And I find, and this is, I'm sure everyone's experience is unique. And I don't think that everyone's higher self experience and how they view that should be the same. But to share how it feels to me when I do higher self work, I feel like the higher self has all this more information, knows so much more, but also doesn't give a shit about much that I'm doing right now.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Like those little things feel really insignificant when you're tapped into the higher self, which is great.
Right.
But also like you still have to live here.
Yes.
So do you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's this element of understanding that I think is important. And again, maybe that's not your experience, you know, like, meaning like, I wouldn't go to my higher self with like, hey, like I'm really struggling with this one issue at work. Like, I don't think my higher self would give a shit about that.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it would be concerned with like the issue behind that issue.
What's deeper? Was it? Yeah, exactly. Like what are you trying to learn in this life? Like that's what it's going to feel. Not like who gives a shit if you can't get along with that person or whatever. Right, you know what I mean? Yep. So that's how it feels to me. So it's like a big picture thing. Or it's something that you visit when you need to get pulled out of the small picture if you're obsessing over something. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I agree.
Version of yourself without an ego. I kind of, but ego the way we mean it.
I was just gonna say, not like
not your like prideful self or whatever,
or like no fear.
Oh God, yeah, no. The version, I don't think that the higher self version necessarily doesn't experience fear. I think that the higher self version doesn't experience fear like this version of you does. Right. I think it's just sort of like information to that person. Like,
yes.
I don't even think that version of yourself is super worried about you staying alive in this life.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no,
like,
probably not.
I think that feeling of like without an ego is like without that ego voice being so loud, I could tap into a different kind of feeling and maybe see something differently.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. But again, when we talk about the ego, it's not like the selfish part of you.
No.
It's not selfish to be yourself and to look out for your own needs.
And to keep yourself safe and alive. Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
It's just the part of you that keeps you safe.
Right.
Okay. So this whole concept of higher self-work, as with all pagan type things, it was found in many different belief systems and many different cultures. I'm not going to list them all for you, but you'll find different versions of this with different names in like literally every culture and every belief system.
Yep.
All right. But it was popularized by Carl Jung. He comes up a lot.
He does.
We'll maybe do an episode on him sometime.
Yeah.
I can never quite find the right angle because he just is so like, oh, he's a little bit here and there's a little bit about him. He's so influential in the stuff that we do. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'll figure that out at some point.
I think, sorry to interrupt, but
please do.
Speaking of this, like and how psychology like overlaps a lot with intuition, it reminds me of, are you familiar with Jinx Monsoon?
Yes.
The drag queen?
Yes.
Love her. I heard her in an interview, I believe it was her, saying that science and intuition are always overlapped, and that like science are the parts of intuition that we've been able to prove.
Yes. Exactly.
And that's what it made me think of that.
Yes.
You know, the things, and that's why psychology overlaps intuition so much, is because it's the parts that we have now found socially acceptable.
Correct.
Right.
Like when you think back about like, let's go way back. Let's talk about like Socrates, a philosopher who was also like understood science and all this stuff, right? Like these were people like Newton, like all of these big names. These were people who were both comfortable with intuitive concepts and scientific concepts. The two have always been the same. Right. How many times do we reference astrology and astronomy being split up and how that makes no sense? Like talk about patriarchy, right? Like the splitting of that is on purpose and it is done to undermine the most powerful elements of things. Exactly. So like they're always meant to be together. Right. You know what I mean? That you can't really do psychology without intuition, and you can't do intuition without psychology. Like that doesn't make any sense. Right.
But like it's not okay for Heather and Jamie to talk about the higher self. But it's okay for Carl Jung to talk about it.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like in this established, acceptable lane.
Yes.
Where you can talk about it here, but not everywhere else.
And he was also a white man. So like he could talk about whatever he wanted. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. And so the other name I have to say, I was not familiar with this name, but it's Roberto Asogli. I think I said that right. So he was an Italian psychologist. Right. Okay. Who also did a lot of higher self-work stuff. So did they invent it? Absolutely not. Right. But are they credited
were allowed
with
to talk about it?
They are allowed to talk about it. Both of these people did mixing of psychology and intuition, like we talk about. Like both of them were like quote unquote pioneers in doing that. But really what they were doing was just putting something back together that originally was one thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So I think those names are important to know. I also think that you have to understand that when you're doing higher self-work, there has to be that little check-in with yourself that you are doing something ancient that you only are familiar with a modern version by a couple of white men.
Yeah.
So you can't.
That's a great point.
Please don't just think like, oh, this is just some like kooky broom skirt white lady shit. It's not. Your ancestors were doing this kind of stuff. They were familiar with it. Just the terminology and the way we use it has just been like boiled down into that.
Right, exactly.
So I think we always need to be mindful of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also just like you have to be careful when you're working with like old magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Valid. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about things to do.
Okay.
Let's give the people some tips of things to do.
Okay.
Well, we'll start and then we'll go into the things to watch out for.
Okay.
All right. So the first tip on the list, weigh in what you think, is to meditate. All the times that I have had success in doing any kind of higher self-work, it has been in meditation. Now, if you go to do something, I know this is like the things to do, not to do, but we have to address it. And the only way to do higher self-work is meditation. That doesn't work for everybody. So being super clairvoyant, meditation is very easy for me because it's like close your eyes and I'm just going to see stuff. Like that's got it. No problem. That's calming. My nervous system likes that. But tell the people what it feels like for you when someone's like meditate for half an hour on this, Jamie.
It's like the clock is ticking slowly. I feel pressured. I'm second guessing everything. Even if I do like see something, I'm like, did I just make that up?
Yes.
Is it real? And it feels like torturous.
And it's not enlightening to you.
No.
You have probably moments in there.
Yes. No. Like there have been times when I've meditated where it's been helpful and beneficial. Certainly very calming.
Yes.
Like when it's working, it's calming, but it's not consistently calming for my system.
Right.
I get it. Like I get why it works for people.
Yes.
But it's, I know people who have active meditation practices where they meditate every morning for X amount of time. That could never be me.
Yes.
It could never be me.
The routine of every
That's
morning.
what I mean.
Immediately now for
it's
Jamie.
immediately dysregulating for me.
Yes.
So it defeats the purpose of doing it if it's that dysregulating.
Yeah. And you're not ever going to be in the right state to get like a real cool intuitive download if you are super dysregulated.
Right. And we've spoken about this before. Like for me, when I'm like meditating the most is when I'm driving.
Yes.
Because I'm calm, I'm focused, but there's space for other things to come in.
Yes.
But like I'm occupied enough, like my brain is preoccupied enough with driving and safety and lights and other cars where like I'm not like, oh, was that right? Was that wrong? I'm not overthinking.
Yes.
I'm not doing like, and so things come in.
Yes. Welcome to claircognizance.
Exactly.
And how you need to operate.
Right.
Are you listening and going like, wait, that sounds like ADHD too?
Yes.
Are ADHD and claircognizance connected? Yes, they are. Can I prove it to you with any scientific studies? No, I cannot. Can I tell you that every single ADHD person who has like it severely that I have ever met is also very claircognizant? Yes, I can.
Yes, exactly. Right. Some good anecdotal data.
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So please consider that. But the only way to meditate is not sitting quietly in a room.
No, there's so many different types of meditation.
You can go for a walk. You
music,
can drive. Like
guided meditations.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. So please don't get stuck in feeling like it has to be like that.
Right.
Meditation can be blasting music.
Yes.
You do you. Find the way that works. So take this is one option. I would say try it.
Mm-hmm.
Did that feel good?
Right.
Try it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Did it not? Don't do it again if you didn't like it.
Right.
Can you adjust it? Try something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a Heather one that I have inserted.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
Okay. You need to create space from emotion to analyze it. Like, so for example, journaling, again, not the right thing for everyone. You're not a journaler. I am a journaler. Like, find what works for you, but find a way that you can go, I experienced all these emotions. Let me feel them, but let me get to a point where I can like step back and look at them. Just that to me is higher self-work.
Yes.
You're pulling yourself out of the present moment,
right,
out of the present condition, and sort of creating a little space and looking
at it. Yep.
So sometimes you need to journal it. If you're Jamie, you probably need to like verbally process it, right? Like it's just find your way of doing it, and then have a way that you can create space. There's no shame in it. You can't create space immediately when you're experiencing emotion every time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is higher self-work. If you try to do higher self-work while you're really triggered emotionally, it's really not going to go super well. So having that as a practice is helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say something that we say all the time.
Okay.
If you do these things regularly, like if you learn how you best meditate, like, you know, like Jamie, like, oh, a meditation type thing, or I need a little space to like just let stuff come. This is good for like a drive or in the shower or like whatever. Or you know to sit quietly or guided or whatever. Like, then when you go to do higher self-work, if that's something you already know, if that's a muscle you've exercised, it's easy.
Yep.
If you know how to create emotional space for yourself, when you go to do it, it's easy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's that everyday part that I feel like we're a bummer about sometimes. It's not like it's not really sexy to be like, oh, it's just everyday practice of knowing yourself. But like, that's the real truth.
Yeah, because skill building is boring and it's not flashy or fancy, and you can't really brag about it to your friends.
It doesn't look good on Instagram.
No, and you can't even, like, how do you show that on Instagram? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And so it's not pretty, it's not sexy, right? But doing, like, getting good at all of those things, when you need those skills, they're there.
Exactly. Okay. Affirmations, same category. Doing affirmations is a part of higher self-work. You can do an affirmation if you're like, I don't even know how to do this. Create an affirmation that's like, I want to learn how to best connect. I'm learning how to best connect to my higher self.
Yep.
I'm finding the right practice. I'm actively finding the right practice for my higher self-work. Boom.
Yep.
Okay. Or even just like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm going to hand this over to her. Her is my higher self.
Yeah.
That's the only name she has in my book.
Oh, okay.
She's called her. Okay. I'm handing it to her. I can't handle this right now. I'm giving this over to her, and I'll tap in to see what she has to say later.
Perfect.
You like find what
exactly.
works.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay. Manifesting with the why intact. Again, broken record. Why are you trying to do something? Remember, like you said, when I was saying, like, they don't care about your conflict at work, but your higher self will care about why.
Right.
That's the kind of thing you're looking for.
Right.
So if you're like, I really want to manifest, I don't know, a new car, right? Okay, why?
Right.
What emotionally is that going to do for you? What's that going to do for your life? How is that going to affect you? And then like, that's going to be the higher self work that you tap into.
Yep.
Okay. Intuition and ego work.
Skill building.
Understanding desire, understanding fear, being familiar with how that works, you know, in your body and how that operates for you. Huge if you want to do higher self work. I know you want to just skip to like having your higher self whisper an amazingly deep truth in your ear.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works.
Nope.
It will. Well, actually, it's not. I feel like people portray it to be like really great. I've never heard something from my higher self that didn't kick my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not what you want to hear. It's not delivered easy.
No, it's not a movie. I've said that from like almost probably the third episode.
Yeah.
It's not a movie.
It's not. It's really
not. It's not how you see it in a movie.
Exactly. Be aware of your own limitations.
I've got a few.
Me too. We all do. Everyone has limitations. You have these rules you've set for yourself, and they're going to keep coming back in the spiral staircase of your life. You're going to deal with that again. This is going to happen. You're going to screw up your body. You're going to get a terrible virus at the like worst possible time in your schedule. Like that kind of stuff is going to come. And on the surface, you're like, yeah, that sounds like a bummer. But then you're walking around like, why am I so triggered?
Right, exactly.
It's because your stuff's coming up all the time. So if you already know it, it makes the higher self-worth easier because your higher self isn't going to inform you of your issues. But your higher self is going to help you go to the bottom and heal and
get through them
differently. Get through them. Right, exactly. Okay. I'm going to give you one more.
Okay.
And then I think we'll break for this episode and we'll come back with more.
Okay.
Plus what to watch out for because like there's some sketchy shit in this area.
Okay.
Okay. So the last one I'm going to give you here is purpose work.
Yes.
Now, purpose work is an energy that you give, not a job. Again, broken record.
It can be, but it's not always. Exactly.
Capitalism has made you believe that your purpose is a job you do. It is not a job you do. Your purpose can show up in your job. Like you said, if you're lucky, your purpose is all over your job. It's really clear to see.
It is.
But like your purpose comes out of you whether you like it or not, whether you're aware of it or not. Everything you're doing, that's flying out of you.
I mean, your purpose could make you hate your job. If it's the wrong job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're in a job and you're sort of like not allowed to give the energy that you naturally give, that's not going to go well.
No, or if you're giving your natural energy and it doesn't fit the job.
Oh, it's not received well or appreciated.
It's not what's needed for that job. That's not going to go well.
Yeah, we talked about being like disruptive. Like I'm super disruptive. You're like revealing shit to people all the time. Like, can you imagine if we went into doing something and we were like, let's just try not to be those things? I mean, I have.
I spent a lot of time, actually.
Years, decades. But like, it doesn't work. And you end up doing it anyway. It doesn't matter how much I try to quiet myself or how go with the flowy I try to be. I am always disrupting everything.
You're super go with the flowy. Super. You're super great at that.
I am good at pretending I'm going with the flow, but the flow has been planned. The flow is pre-planned.
You're masterminding.
I have created the flow. Yes. People are like, oh, you're so laid back. And I'm like, no.
I've been working on this for weeks.
It's an act. I'm just a good actress. Yeah. So I just think if you want to do higher self-work, start with that. Start with like purpose. Start with like, what am I here to do? Like, what am I giving off? What is my biggest struggle in life? That will point you with like red flashing arrows at your purpose.
We have an episode on that, right?
We certainly do. We have several that
because it's not like, my purpose is to be a account executive. It's not like an actual job.
No.
It's not to be a movie star or a baker or anything.
All
like
fabulous jobs that you're listing.
No, exactly. No, I know exactly. But you're not looking. People are looking for that. Like when they first start thinking about that, they're looking for an occupation.
Like, am I supposed to be a doctor?
You're not looking for an occupation. You're looking for what the work
Yes.
the work is.
Yes.
The energy of that is. That's what you're looking for.
And if you're like doing that with awareness,
mm-hmm.
like if you're like writing a book and you're aware that you're about to disrupt completely the industry that you love with the book that you wrote, you go in different than if you go in.
Yes, I hadn't put that together yet. You're right.
And you're just like, hope everyone likes it.
Oh, here, guys.
Hope you like it. Hope everyone still doesn't want to reject me at the end.
Right, exactly.
No, that's not going to happen. So you got to go in with that, like, okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do this purposefully. Right. I'm going to do this in a way that hopefully benefits everybody. And though there will be a lot of angered people, hopefully there will be some that are happy about it.
Yeah,
did I call people out in the book? I certainly did.
Ooh.
Are their names listed?
Ooh.
When I couldn't list the name, did I leave you enough hints to know who I was talking about? Sure did.
Yeah.
Did one of the people I called out, did it have to be like rewritten so like a lawyer would approve of how I talked about a certain person? It did. And you'll see it. You'll know. You'll feel it when it gets there that I had to be
when do I get to read
liturgical? No. Litigious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. When do I get to read it?
Whenever you want.
Now.
Okay, well, Jamie says she wants to read it, but she wants me to print it out. Where am I going to print out like a ginormous book?
Well, because I'm not good with
I understand, but that's
like
not...
a PDF. My brain would fry.
I know, but you're acting like I didn't just like print out a 2-page document for you to read. Like, I can't print it out.
Well, you can send it to me. I'll print it.
No, it was going to be like $80 at Staples. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. Okay. On that note.
See you later.
We'll be back next week with some more things to do and some things to watch out for when it comes to higher self-work.
Okay, bye.
Join us next week when we continue chatting about this topic.
Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.